Hmm. Oh, you're there. Hi. Hi. I'm Elyssa Vulpes, and today it's a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm wondering why I'm not out in the sun, and that's just because I've been in the sun up until now. It's a very rare occurrence for people living in Edinburgh. You will understand. The rest of the world will be like, what's she on about? But the reason why I'm talking to you is that I want to tell you a little bit about my upcoming album, Holding On, Letting Go. That's also the name of the single for the album. There's actually going to be 2 singles, but the first one is Holding On, Letting Go. And I thought I'd tell you a bit about the story of how the story of how this song came about, and then, you know, in future vlogs I might tell you about, if you're good, I might tell you a little bit about the other single, the other songs. And I actually have 3 albums in the pipeline I've been working on for the last 4 years, so it's been a huge labor of love. Yeah. So this song, Holding On, Letting Go, well, it started in 2014, and there's a whole reason why I wrote it that's connected with the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And basically, at the time I was with my band, the Bête Noire, and we were attempting to merge together the world of theatre and the world of music, very ambitiously, and failed miserably, I would say. And so yeah, it was a very stressful time. We had a really shit slot at the festival, and that was due to the fact that basically the booking agent guy that was responsible for the venue kind of hated me. And the reason why he hated me is that I inadvertently sent him an email that was not meant for him, that was between me and the drummer. And basically we were kind of bitching about this guy because he basically said that even though we were a rock band, we weren't supposed to have a drum kit in the show. And I thought, well, fuck, you know, how are we gonna deal with that? So I was asking my drummer for advice, and he was saying, you know, oh, maybe, you know, we should sort of make him feel sorry for us, and, you know, like, it was innocent enough, but it sounded kind of quite manipulative. And I sent this guy a reply based on what my drummer had said, but I forgot to delete the part, you know, the conversation between me and my drummer, and so it was just terrible. And so this guy hated us and gave us a shitty slot at 1 AM, which was so hard to fill. And so that was, you know, that was pretty stressful. And then, of course, and the other thing that happened is that we had written a script for the show, and the first night that we put it on, we realized it was pretty shite, you know, it was pretty not good. So we were like, okay, we need to scrap it, you know, start from scratch. And we improvised a show the second night. Now that show was awesome. And so I thought, oh, you know, I'm just gonna go home and I'm gonna write down all of the jokes that I said, and then tomorrow that's gonna be the show. So that's what I did. And the day after, I went to the theatre. I repeated exactly the same show from the day before, and it was shit. Yeah. Now I've got an inkling of why that was shit now, but at the time I was like, what, you know? And it's because it wasn't authentic at all, you know. It was just, you know, like a rehash of what we'd done the day before, and it didn't really apply to the audience, it didn't apply to the night. It wasn't real, you know, and people saw the bullshit and they were like, no, I don't buy it. And so after that, it was really hard, you know, fast forward to every night, basically crying before the show would start, and then drinking lots of tequila to just get into the mood. And it was hard to also flyer before the show. You know, a lot of independent artists have to flyer, you know, they don't have the budget, the money to go and pay somebody else to flyer for them. And I hate flyering, you know, I just hate selling. It makes me cringe, you know. And so that was really stressful as well. I was like, I am just going to be fake and I'm going to tell you why you should come to my show. It's like, oh God, I hate this. So, and then to top it all off like the cherry on the cake, was that I fell in love with the wrong person on the first day of the show. Yeah, we met in a VIP party, and it was all the artists of the Fringe, and I felt very important. And this guy was, quite charming, and he was paying attention, and he was really creative and present and in the moment, and he was looking at me in the eyes, and he was there, and he wasn't trying to impress me. He was just, really being, was challenging me to go and meet these other people with him, something that I was like, not so comfortable with, but I appreciated, the being challenged out of my comfort zone. That's usually what I do to other people, so it was great. And also then he did this other thing which really impressed me, which was that he told me to visualize, to close my eyes and visualize, what do you see? And I kind of felt quite attracted to him, and I basically saw what would happen between us. Like, no kidding. And I don't know whether, what happened between us happened because I saw it, or I saw it and it was going to happen anyway, but it did. And so it was, just this beautiful gift that I would get, but also it would be taken away from me. I mean, the guy was, had a girlfriend in another country and he was cheating on her, but then they had a bit of an open relationship. I don't know, it was complicated, and I was blinded by lust and love and projection and you name it. So it didn't go well, and I decided then, after the Fringe, when basically the band split up as a result, and it was me, I basically called it quits with them for a variety of reasons. And you hear about this stuff all the time, what happens with bands when they go on tour. It's like a family, or it's like when you go out with a boyfriend for the first time, or not, you go on holiday together. It's like you're gonna spend a lot of time together, and all the stuff that's underneath is gonna come to the surface, and if you don't deal with it, then you break up, and that's kind of what happened. And so that happened. So, and then, and this relationship didn't work at all. It broke my heart, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, like, what else? And the show, of course, didn't really go well. And so it was like, oh man, it was just so hard. And I decided, all right, I'm going to write a song. This song is going to be called Holding On, Letting Go. And it is about this relationship, but it's also about the concept of holding on, letting go, as in the mind likes to create, dilemmas. Should I hold on? Should I let go? Should I stay? Should I go? And the thing is that, well, it's a false dilemma, because you shouldn't do either. Sometimes you'll do one, sometimes you'll do the other, but really it's about flowing. It's like, there's no way that you can control life. There's no way you can control other people or relationships. So you need to just flow with it, and in, to do with specifically with the relationship, but this could be applied to anything. I asked myself, well, what is the lesson, that I can learn from this, because I use my songs as, self-therapy and hopefully therapy for other people, in a broad sense. And I guess what I found was I gave away my power. I gave away my power. Why did I do that? I don't know. And I really didn't know. And up to this day, I don't know. There's many explanations I could go into, but it's not really about that. And I guess what I wanted to explore was this thing we all do, when we give our power away to another person. And instead, it's about actually being, keeping the power for us, and sharing your life with someone else, but not as a, trying to please another person, or trying to be what they want you to be, or just wanting them to love you no matter what, you know, and like trying to prove that you're worth something. You know, there's so much underneath that, and so that's what the song is about. And it's a single, and it's gonna be probably the first song that's gonna be released. There's a lot of it. There's 15 songs in this album, and I think I'm gonna talk about each one of them in turn. Maybe I'll start a vlog. How about that? I don't know. Tell me what you think. And I'm not sure yet when it's gonna come out because for logistical reasons, but I will surely keep you updated. So with this I stop, and I will let you go now. I'm not gonna hold on to you. I'm not gonna hold on to you, I promise. Bye.